3, board operator extraordinaire. I'm
Look
going
at
to
you.
figure this crap. I can't get the logo. I don't know how to get that to work. I think we have a system error, so we're going to have to get in the producer extraordinaire who joined us for the first episode to come back
Yeah,
and maybe
yeah.
fix things. All right.
Maybe you can Photoshop it in.
AI.
Yeah, can AI.
Sure.
Where is AI?
Yeah, right. Where is AI in the room with us right now? I'm doing several AI trainings and things like that for Traffic Graphic. We can talk about that. Yeah, we will. We'll talk about that. Let's talk about it. Welcome to October.
Ooh,
That means we've been doing this for 7 months. Unbelievable.
That's
7 months
amazing.
of North Wright County Today, the podcast. Welcome to North Wright County Today, the podcast, live from historic downtown Albertville. It is me, myself, and I, and Nick. Mike Schomer, producer, board operator extraordinaire, podcast host, founder, editor, North Wright County Today, former Ink-stained Wretch. Down on the end, we've got Nick Schultz, El Presidente, local market for Deerwood Bank
yes, sir.
in St. Michael. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming back. Thanks if you've tuned in before. If you've never tuned in before, well, where have you been? We've been doing this for 7 months. Like, come on. This is your local news podcast, local news and events for St. Michael, Albertville, Hanover. Sometimes we venture down into the scary Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Yeah. If you haven't been tuning in, they've been missing our comedy stylings.
I know, right? Like just the wit and humor. We're like the two old guys in the balcony at on the Muppet Show.
Yeah, very much.
Statler and Waldorf. Whoa,
Yes,
whoa.
yeah. Very
Anyway.
funny. Also hate everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I don't hate everything. I just hate everybody. That's not true. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is October here in the greater St. Michael, Albertville area. And we talked a little bit about Oktoberfest last episode. Those are, ironically, we put those astern. They're behind us now.
Yeah.
And
Now
we
that it's
can
October.
move into October. And we talked about last time how that was confusing even for a mild-mannered Dakota
Yeah.
German like me. I did not know that.
Yeah.
September is Oktoberfest season.
Word on the street is they will still sell you an Oktoberfest beer at most places.
I do still have a couple cold
Yeah.
in the fridge, but those Christmas ales will be out around the corner.
Expensive beer season.
Sierra Nevada will have the old Christmas ale. So
Yep.
that'll be
Celebration
nice.
ale.
So,
Yeah.
Celebration ale. You got it. You know what I like. We just wrapped up. I think actually we're in the midst of, because I think we have a couple events left, but Unite Against Cancer.
Yep.
And I want to give the athletes, the coaches, the boosters a shout out, because that is a huge fundraiser for our community. And each high school event does their pink out and honors a local family that's close to the program, that's close to STMA School District. We had several this year receive some funds, and I know in the past we've raised thousands of dollars for families in the soccer program alone. So I'll let you kind of kick us off and talk a little bit about that, because
it was great. It's always a doubleheader between the boys and girls teams. And this year the girls played first and the boys played second. And while the girls' game is going on, the boys' families manage the silent auction, sell the chuck-a-ball, 50-50 raffle tickets, things of that nature. And then once the girls' game concludes, we flip-flop. Girls' parents take care of all that. And then the boys' parents get to watch their game. It was a really nice night. I mean, just gorgeous night to be outside.
You can't complain about the weather.
No,
right? Unless
no.
you like it cooler like I do. But other than that.
You can always complain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose.
It was just a wonderful night. I think, the Ann Quant, who kind of, I'll call her the mad scientist or the ringleader behind a lot of this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She did a great job mobilizing folks. We had a lot of volunteers. Thank you to all of those folks. And we just had a really, really good night at the stadium. Girls team won 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
They scored in, I think, the first minute.
Kicked off the game with the goal. Yeah.
Way to set the tone, as Shorzy would say. And then the boys team played to a 0-0 draw, had a lot of chances, just didn't convert a couple of them, and definitely the better team on the field. But it was a really wonderful night, regardless of any of the score lines.
Yeah, and the Edina homecoming game for football was the tackle cancer event for football. A lot of pink, a lot of blue and gold, a lot of black, white for the class colors. A lot of kids in the crowd. It was great, and a lot of funds raised. They, of course, work with the Randy Shaver Foundation for Cancer. So that's the Tackle Cancer event. And you see those all over the area. I know Elk River teams up with Randy, and Randy's been to our district a couple times. And, of course, a 2-time cancer survivor and longtime local broadcaster. Randy now does prep sports. And I want to give the prep sports, this is media kind of helping out another media. The Prep Sports Zone coverage over on the Star Tribune website, they've done a hell of a job. And I'm sorry, kids, cover your ears, but they've done a hell of a job because that had been lacking, I think, from the local paper for a while. And they've done great work covering not just football, but, which kind of gets the headlines in the fall, of course, but they've done a great job with all the sports.
Yeah.
And St. Michael volleyball is having some good success. Girls soccer, of course. The ladies are having their moment in St. Michael.
Yeah.
Girls cross country, girls soccer, volleyball, all very strong programs this year. I plead the fifth. Or plead guilty. I have not checked in on our tennis program, but always a pretty steady program there. But one of those that's kind of stuck in a tough section. So there. But again, shout out to the fall programs and the cancer fundraisers that they do. We're going to get, I keep talking about the people we're going to get, and it just hasn't been working, but we're going to try to get Coach Hamry in here.
Oh, nice. Before girls basketball.
Bison and Knights. Coach Hamry, of course, longtime, legendary, 2-time state champion coach of the Knights girls basketball team. They do an amazing fundraiser in the middle of the season there. And I think the boys have kind of, by default, kind of been woven into that with the cancer fundraiser, medical issue fundraiser. We've had families with, people with glioblastomas and skin cancer and things like that who have received help from the basketball program. So look for that coming this winter. This isn't something that we're going to stop just because October is going to be, behind us before we know it. So it is Terror Trail season.
Yes.
That is your jam, right?
Man, I love Halloween.
You like them? Yeah.
So. We host a scary movie night at our house every year. Eat too much, watch a couple movies that are frightening. I just love it. My house right now, the mums are out. Halloween is set up in the basement already. My wife does a great job of decorating in a classy Halloween, we'll call it. Think if Pottery Barn had a Halloween section, like that's what it looks like.
You might be dating yourself with Pottery Barn there. Is Pottery Barn one of those that? No, I believe Pottery Barn.
I think they're still open in Maple Grove. Yeah.
Pier 1 is the one that's
yes, Pier 1.
Away.
Everybody had the Papa San chair. From Pier 1.
Sure. Yeah, that was the number one thing in your college apartment.
Absolutely.
Look at the chair and the funky lamps and things like that. Yeah. So shout out to Pottery Barn, I guess. And we've got tasteful Halloween decorations. I am not a terror haunted trail kind of guy. My daughter, Ellie, who is my youngest, is working on a terror trail. She is,
I
shout
think
out
it'd be so much fun.
Dean's Pumpkin Patch over in Maple Grove, that kind of Dayton area. They've got a haunted hayride and tour that they do. Of course, they do have the petting zoo and the pumpkin patch and stuff like that. Petting zoo folks, wash your hands. We know the story there, but they now have the haunted tour kind of thing, and she is in one of the houses, and she's like the horrific nun from one of the horror movies, It or
That's
Saw or
fantastic.
something like that. Having a ball.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, I didn't even think of this opportunity, but like, what a fun seasonal job.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
what's your seasonal job? Well, I work at Target, and I
Yep.
work
Stock
out the
shelves.
job over the Christmas because everybody's shopping it. No, I'm gonna go work on
I'm scared of
I'm gonna
bejesus
go.
out of
I'm
folks.
gonna go make people scream, and she has. She has
awesome.
done 3 nights over there so far already, and it's been an experience. And she comes back and she's just smiles ear to ear because it's been a good time. So Fridays and Saturdays out at Dean's Pumpkin Patch, which is if you take the back road to Maple Grove off 81, it's just right off the road there.
Yeah.
You can hit Target after and or before and get your Starbucks.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of that,
check that out.
pumpkin spice, yay or nay? for you?
Oh, yeah, I was going to get into that. I am not as committed to the bit as some people.
Okay.
I do like it. I'm not a chai guy.
Okay.
So pumpkin chai is just way too much.
Yeah.
Although I do like pumpkin pie, and a pumpkin chai is supposed to taste like
Very similar.
a little bit to pumpkin pie. Too much cloves, though. Chai
Okay.
just has a lot of clove. Anyway, we're getting way too deep here. But how about you?
Yeah.
I'll do a pumpkin white mocha. Those are good.
I'm okay with it as a coffee.
Yeah.
Kind of where I draw the line is when pumpkin spice becomes other things.
Yeah, Cheerios.
Yeah.
Don't need them.
or,
You know,
candles. Just
I don't mind the candles. We should get a candle in studio here. I don't know if that would be a selfie company fire
might be,
hazard. Or
yeah. Probably have to
anything
call
like that.
Albertville Fire Department to make sure that's okay.
check with
Yeah.
Brad over
No
there
open
and
flame.
see if we can have a candle in here.
Yeah.
Around the
so
equipment.
speaking of the chai, that's my wife's move. She loves a pumpkin spice chai tea latte.
That is, my bonus daughter and my oldest daughter both
Mm-hmm.
love the pumpkin chai. They're all about it. I'm kind of like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
get me a little closer to that peppermint mocha. Then I'm down.
Ooh, you're a Christmas coffee guy.
So we
Now
got
know.
about 2 months before we get to that. But
Mike needs that red cup.
yeah, give me the red cups. I'm all about that, or the blue ones the blue ones with the ribbons on them from Caribou.
There you go.
I like that too. But yeah, pumpkin. I just don't need the pumpkin Little Debbie snacks. Pumpkin everything. Just like we've gone to pumpkin beer every once in a while. Some of them are okay. Some of them are not good. at all.
Yeah. There's some from some higher end breweries that are I would consider they've elevated the beer by trying to do a pumpkin ale of some sort, or like Southern Tier where they did I believe it's Warlock, where it's a pretty big stout. I think it's somewhere in the 10% ABV
Yeah,
range.
we are in the imperial stout season.
Yeah.
We're going to talk beer
But it was
now,
like
guys.
a pumpkin imperial stout. That one's pretty good. But yeah, there are some ones out there where you're like, that kind of tastes like they just put pumpkin puree in a can and carbonated it.
Right, yeah. It's too much. But you throw it into an imperial stout, it's pretty good. It is imperial stout season. Look for your local breweries to drop some fun beers. I know up in Big Lake, speaking of Big Lake, first and foremost, they've got a haunted trail. I think that is new this year. And that starts Friday, October 10th at dusk. It's located 20201 215th Avenue in Big Lake. They want me to give them a shout out because they want people up there. So head on up there if you're not headed to Dean's. Here's a tip. Maybe go that first night because the 10th at Dean's is family night for Hassan Elementary School.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to have a lot of people
Lot of
from
friends.
Rogers
Lot of
over
friends.
in Dean's that night. So maybe head up to Big Lake that night. But anybody who wants, give me a shout. Maybe do like a comparison. Maybe like all the trails. Maybe you want to go up to the Dead End Hayride, or do you want to go down to Shakopee and do Acres of Terror or whatever it is. Rate them for me. Let me know. And we'll give you a shout out, and we'll share that with people, and they can put it in their back pocket for next year. Or if you get it to me soon enough, they can get to it before Halloween comes in about 20 minutes here. Because that's how fast this school year seems to be going.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Darkness Days. Is that still on?
I believe Surly tried a couple things with that. I believe they still do some fun stuff at the tap room.
Yep.
The Destination Brewery, I should say, in Minneapolis there, near the college, near university. And they'll have their drops there. They do some they'll uncast some old bottles, stuff like that. Closer to home, right now, if you go to Short or Tall, they have like 3 years and maybe 5 different varieties of Surly Darkness.
Oh, so you could do maybe a vertical flight.
You can do a Darkness flight.
Oh.
And then just make sure to call for a designated driver or an Uber, please, because those are like 13%.
Yeah, those are
ABV.
big beers.
They're big beers. But so for those that don't know, Surly Darkness, great local product. Omar and the crew down there and Todd started that. I bet it's been 20 years. They got to be coming up on 20 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Used to be a huge celebration with a concert and bottle distribution at the brewing facility, which is in Brooklyn Park. You'd kind of just head down off 100 there, and they were off the highway, and everything would be kind of right there at the plant. Of course, they opened the Destination Brewery a few years later, but they kept everything at the plant, I want to say, until like 2017.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
And after COVID, they tried to move it out to a concert venue in Wisconsin. I don't
like Somerset or something?
I believe it was Somerset. Yeah. And I don't know if that is still going. Check out surly.com. They'll have all the information there. I could do it here, but for the flow of the show, I'll let you do that on your own. But it is one of the peak Minnesota dark beers, Imperial Stout, wonderful tasting beer. And the trick is, of course, for those who are beer aficionados, is to buy one, drink one, buy another, and save it, and maybe open it 4 or 5 years later, and it tastes even better. There is a tipping point.
Yes. Yeah.
Some people will hang on to them too long, and then you open it and it tastes like Worcestershire sauce. But, it's a great beer and one of those great kind of niche success stories for a local brewery. But look for Darkness around at your favorite places. I would assume, other than Short or Tall, I would assume closer to home that BK Tap House will have this year's variant on tap. Maybe the New Bones restaurant might have some, but check around. And if you go to Surly, they'll tell you where you can find it. So it's one of those things that got me into drinking craft brews. Yeah, the big craft brews. Beyond, your Summit EPA. So election time. We've talked a little bit about it. I want to bring it up again because I just want to keep hammering it home. Before we get into our sponsors, we'll talk about this a little bit. It is the home stretch. If you want to vote early, you already can. I believe over at the school district office, if I'm not mistaken, at Middle School West there, you can pop into the office, grab your ballot, and vote on the school board election. pardon me, the school district election, which is a referendum.
Yep.
Give me a little background. How much are we talking? And it's two questions, with the first being the establishment of a local levy.
Yep.
And the second question is a myriad of things, including a STEM center for learning, STEM being science, technology, engineering, and math.
Yeah.
So
first off, don't sue me if I get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. So
Yeah.
the first question is going to be, should there be a levy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? Should we get this money from taxpayers? Are taxpayers willing to pay? And then the second question being an establishment within that to have a new STEM center, as well as a few other things. And so
more of a bonding. The second one is more of a bonding question. And remember, levies are for learning, bonds are for building.
Yeah, and
simple.
I think the big help here is, like, on bonding projects, generally speaking, and I'll say this in all transparency, the funding source is always going to be the taxpayer, because that's where that money is always coming from. But state taxes will help in bonding programs, whereas levies are typically local to that district. So, we can leverage some of the state taxes that, some folks in Wayzata or Edina are paying to help us build something here in STMA.
But only a sliver of what they're paying.
Yes.
The local levy here would be much lower on the scale.
Yes.
It wouldn't even crack the top 25 districts, I don't think.
No.
It might be even lower than that. So, you can go back in our archives. We had, as one of our very first guests, Dr. Foucault, and she gave us the background of why this is necessary and why it will keep coming up. Long and short of it, if you're against everything taxation, if you're not for higher taxes, what can they do to convince you to vote yes? Who knows? That's up to you. Some people are going to be no matter what. The people in the middle, who are going to tip this thing one way or the other. You're going to have the people on one side who are like, everything's schools, I'm all for it. I would think Nick and I probably fall mostly in that category. I may have had some trepidation with the very first referendum they rolled out a couple of years ago. I thought it was a little bit large, and as a property owner and a homeowner, it was maybe too big of an ask. The revisions they've done and the work that people like you and other people from the community have done, giving people feedback from the district to develop a local levy that fits our community, the work has been done now, and I think this fits. Some people are going to be they're 70 years old and they don't have kids in the district anymore, or they'd moved to the district because they liked the fact we had low taxes for our school district, or whatever you have it. They don't believe public education should be funded this way. Whatever your issue, you're going to be a no. The people in the middle, who are like many of us, who are going to decide this, what you need to know are probably three things. One, like I said, there's a lot of work that went into this. This was not, we need money. Hey, here's a money grab. Here's a way we can do it. Two, STMA is near the bottom in tax dollars received on any category. Special education, people living in poverty, things like that allow the state to lift the boats and subsidize those sorts of programming. STMA just doesn't have the numbers that some of the other districts around the cities do. And third, flat out, STMA schools are a huge reason people live here, people come here. People
That's why we moved here.
Yeah, decide to develop their own community within our community. And good schools only makes things better. And if you believe that, then this is the pathway to getting there. So we encourage you to decide one way or the other, which way you want to go. but we encourage you to participate. And I think that's the number one thing when it comes to, elections, period, but especially local elections, off-year elections.
Yeah.
We need the numbers. We need your voice. We need to know which way to go. And if you vote no, I'm going to offer you this challenge. If you vote no, what is the solution? Because we hear about all the problems, but what we need as a community is people who want to bring solutions to the table and drive those things. And
Yeah, I think anybody that runs a business or is part of a business understands that nothing gets cheaper every year.
Right.
It does the opposite. Just technology demands alone are, enough to bankrupt most entities.
Right.
And
right.
so you have to kind of phase those things in, and you can only bootstrap those things for so long before you actually have to inject some decent capital. And then I think back to myself as a kid, like there were times I could have made decisions to go get into trouble, but I didn't because I was involved in something, an opportunity within the school, whether it was a sport, whether it was a different activity. I was preoccupied with that versus going to do something else with idle hands.
Right.
Yeah. So objectively, more opportunity for the kids in the district, I think, is a good thing.
Oh, no doubt. And I think we're at a tipping point there, too, where because of the cost, because of what we've had to do to make up for some of those funds that we're missing by charging more for activities, we're pricing people out of the market.
I think that
you're going to have hockey players and football players and soccer players who are like coming from families who are like, I can't afford $425 for this season.
Yeah.
When I just spent, XYZ dollars on that camp or that season or, that club team
or rent
or whatever activity. Yeah. Or my mortgage.
Yeah.
So,
and it's a little tougher too, because it used to be, you could look at the free and reduced lunch, program, and you could say, okay, that child is in need of a scholarship for the activity. With free lunch for everyone, you can still get some of that demographic data, but it's completely optional for somebody to give that to you, and so it makes it a little bit harder. Are you silently missing kids that could participate because they didn't feel comfortable filling out, a family didn't feel comfortable filling out a need form?
Yeah. It was a struggle to get them to fill it out when it was something we 100% needed. We being people who are school district employees, which I am full-time. Now it's even harder.
Yep.
It is even more difficult. So plus you have families moving in here into our area who speak English as not their primary language, but something that they're learning. And they don't understand all the requirements for registering as a student for class and don't even know that's part of the thing. So definitely, we could speak ad nauseum for the funding mechanisms that are used to fund our schools and how flawed they are. But, this is the system we got. And to improve our standing, this is the road we have to take. Whether you think this is the road we should take or not, we just want you to go out and vote. So please go do that. So, hey, North Wright County Today is brought to you by our friends at Stellus Health. You can find them at stellushealth.com. Locations in Monticello and Buffalo, right there next to the hospital. 2 clinics, same mission. Local people caring for local families, and we think that's awesome because we're local news coming to you from local people. So stellushealth.com, they've got everything over there. You can get more information on providers, everything from obstetrics to physical therapy to just general family wellness and well care. Same day appointments, you can book those, get in right, be seen right away. There's some stuff going around, man. My daughter's been battling mono of all things. So yeah, she's doing pretty well, knock on wood. But
tell her to stay away from the boys.
Yeah, 17-year-old girl. What are you gonna do? But hey, this is all about Stellus, and they take good care of you. So check them out. Blogs on their website too, and podcasts. that are much more serious than this one. StellusHealth.com. Hey, we are also brought to you by Deerwood Bank, and you got a big event coming up.
Yes. Yeah. We're super excited. It is the Deerwood Bank Hat Night at the football game. It's going to be the Wednesday of MEA, the last home game of the season. And I believe we were thinking it was going to be a whiteout theme. I believe it's now going to be red, white, and blue. So we have your white covered. This year, for the first time, the Deerwood Bank STMA beanie hat is going to be white.
Well, and you got the red logo, too. So you got the red and the white.
Well, technically, the logo is more black, kind of a blackish gray, I would say.
Oh, yes. The stag's not red?
No, we didn't want to pay for the extra ink on this thread.
Here I am hanging you out to dry. Jeez.
Yeah, sorry. Nick's checkbook only went so far. But no, we're super pumped. The first 500 students through the gates get a free hat. So we got your white covered in the red, white, and blue theme for that evening.
First 500 students and one podcast host.
Yes, yeah. Don't worry. I ordered a few extra and set them aside for special someones.
Right. Yeah, that'll be fun. And
Yeah.
the red, white, and blue night is always a blast. I've seen everything from Uncle Sam costumes to Eagle costumes
Yes.
to, red, white, and blue pom-poms.
Yeah.
So that'll be a fun one.
And I have it on good authority that you might see a Deerwood Bank commercial on the scoreboard advertising our next checking accounts for the kind of 14 to 16-year-old demographic, that first job demographic.
Oh, there you go. That
Yeah.
gets you the Knights card.
It does,
Yeah,
as a matter of fact. So should you so choose.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, you should choose. I think that's awesome. So Deerwood Bank, deerwoodbank.com, located in St. Michael in the bank building off Melby.
241 in Melby.
241 in Melby. Been there a long time. Couple different names, but same people.
Keep bringing that up.
Wonderful, wonderful bank. Love doing business with them. So, yeah, check them out. And, of course, we are brought to you live and direct from the Selfie Company studios here in historic downtown Albertville. As I said before, Sam is not with us. Sam has obligations on Thursday, so she's like, I miss you guys.
It's as if she's running a business.
And raising kids.
And raising children.
Yeah. One very active daughter and a kiddo. She just moved up to Alexandria, she's probably a third of the way toward becoming the next highway patrol officer for the state of Minnesota or something like that.
Yeah, just about.
But anyway, shout out to Chase. Selfie Company, man. You know what's coming up that I think would be a super cool idea. You know what everybody does is sends out those Christmas cards at holiday time, and you get to see how cute their family is, right?
Yes.
And you got backgrounds with this or that or whatever. Okay, so it's going to start getting cold. I promise it's going to start getting cold. Like, you're probably listening to this, and it's like, Mike, it's 90 degrees outside.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Warm.
No, it's going to start getting cold. So, setting up outside while everybody's fingers are cold and kids are complaining or whatever, do it here. Come here, do your family photo, get your Christmas card. She's got like 24 backgrounds and a little portable box and all this thing and fun music. And if the kids are bored, they can look at some of the other sets and stuff like that and take their own pictures with their phone. Come on over here, book a 30-minute session with Sam and get your Christmas card done. And then print them out and zip them to the 45 people that will actually hang on to them and put them on their fridge, and wish everybody happy holidays because I think those are fun.
Yeah.
So you can send me one.
Put the whole family on the friend's couch.
Yeah. There you go. Selfie Company, selfiecompany.com, Selfie Company on Facebook. Book an appointment with Sam. They also have gift cards. So if you've got kids who've got a birthday coming up, you want to do a party down here, something like that, buy a gift card. There you go. Get them over here. Do a studio shoot. So yeah,
Nice.
Awesome. All right, October. The year is flying by, man.
Yeah.
It is crazy. We were down at family weekend at University of Minnesota. I know you've done some family weekends
Yep,
and
down
stuff
at
like
Iowa
that.
State. Yeah.
Great stuff. To see the kids and what they do and show them off their stuff. We saw the Gold Star, going back to NDSU there. The University of Minnesota marching band and the dance team and all that stuff. Of course, the thrilling football game. They pulled out a victory over Rutgers. So that was fun.
Eked one by Rutgers.
Yeah. So, it's just one of those things. And then all of a sudden they're home for the holidays and there you go. But you have a wonderful opportunity coming up through Iowa State and what your daughter's been doing across the pond.
She has been, I'm going to go ahead and use the term living her best life in London for the last roughly 4 weeks. And she's there. She's an industrial design major, so product design, product improvement. And a lot of that is hard goods things. Think like 3D printing or modeling an existing product into something else. And there's also a component of soft goods. So say you need a glove that will, I think a lot of people are familiar with the gloves that have the touch screen compatible fingertips.
Sure, yeah.
Somebody had to do an industrial design project on that to get it to work.
Yeah,
right?
what fabric will actually let the heat from my finger come through to impact the screen.
And so she is on a 3-month soft goods concentration in London at the London College of Fashion. And I did not know this when I paid the bill, but she has classes Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday through Sunday she's off. Yeah. So she has been having a great time.
Right.
Got several text messages from her over that period of time. Yesterday, she was kind of in the Westminster area. Got a couple pictures with Big Ben and saw the palace. Saw the palace guard switching over with the horses and everything. So very, very cool experience for her. And then in a week from now, we're going to jump on a plane and go see her for a week.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
So that'll be my family weekend.
So was she one of those students that did college in the school or PSEO?
She did a few of those things, like the intro to engineering, and then principles of engineering, and some of those where you can get some college level credit that will transfer in. So she didn't do the college in the school proper or the PSEO proper, but she did take some of the advanced classes that gave her some credits and a leg up when she got in there. She was actually able to apply to her major a semester early because of that.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it on the school track here because that is a huge opportunity, and I think Sam and I talked about it a couple podcasts ago. If you're a parent of a high school junior or senior for sure, even a sophomore, make sure they talk to the counselors at STMA or Rogers if you're in the Rogers area about those opportunities, because they really give you a good step forward for one. For two, for my instance, Cam took classes over at Wright Tech because he was interested in automotive sciences and even working on cars and doing some of the stuff. He did that and kind of halfway through it was like, I like tinkering. I don't know if I want to do this for 10 to 12 hours a day.
Right.
And what a wonderful thing to find out when you're 17
before you've spent money
instead of when you're 22.
Yeah.
And I've 100%. Sent you to Michigan to go to Ford Tech or whatever the automotive school out there is, or the ones down in Arizona or Nevada.
Or just we have a family friend who is graduating this next year from college after only attending for 2 years,
right?
Because they took 2 years of PSEO prior to.
Yeah.
You have opportunities like that where you graduated high school 2 years ago. Now you've graduated college. You can start saving for retirement, earning money, doing all of these things 2 years faster than you would have otherwise. Probably incurred less debt if they had to borrow. So just a great option.
Yeah. So for sure, check that out. MEA weekend is coming up in a couple weeks. We are looking at the 16th and 17th for sure. I think most districts 16th and 17th. I believe our district we also get the 15th off.
I believe kids are in school Wednesday at STMA and then off Thursday, Friday. because I think I had to check my son out for those 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Because he's headed out.
Well, he's got a choice to make. He's either going to play in the section championship game or come to London,
Ooh.
should they make it. So
Okay.
yeah,
Ugh.
senior year section
Sophie's
championship.
choice here.
Yeah,
It just-
we bought his ticket refundable for that exact reason.
That's an
Yeah,
exact.
yeah.
Yep. That's a great example of why you do that. So
Yeah.
my journey is going to be much closer to home. We are headed up to Lutzen to go leaf peeping.
Oh, as you
So,
should.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
spot for
and also maybe take in one of those aforementioned big beers.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so just be careful driving on Highway 61.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a couple twists and turns on that one, and some sharp drops on the
Right
other
on.
side.
So yeah, that'll be a good time. But yeah, so MEA weekend, give us a shout. What are your plans? What are you guys gonna do? Anybody headed? I remember last year. I feel like it was cooler, and people headed somewhere warm. Like I
Yeah.
saw a lot of people head down south, and
Yeah.
I'm wondering this year with it being, we're looking at 90s this
Yeah.
weekend. Like
I mean, yeah, you
that
don't
trip
even
to
have
Florida isn't necessary,
to. No. Yeah, you don't even have to have the pool closed.
right? Yeah, haven't pulled the dock out of the
Yeah,
water yet. As
yeah.
a matter of fact,
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have to do that in a couple of weeks with my brother.
I think you have plenty of time.
Yeah,
I really do.
yeah, it's not
just-
going to be that bad.
No, it's not going to freeze anytime soon. So, anytime in the next 14 days, I don't believe it's going to freeze. So, we got time. But yeah, just flying by, folks. That's where we're at. So, hey, North Wright County, today the podcast, we got to get our last couple sponsors in before we close this thing out. We are brought to you by Craig Renz and his friends over at Solutions Counseling, getcounseling.org. They are located in St. Michael, also right off Highway 241. And just great people over there. Check them out, getcounseling.org. You can see the providers who really believe that mental health is as important as physical health, and we think that too. Did you know that a third of the St. Michael Albertville family population is something like, 8,000 people have gotten help over at Solutions Counseling, and they have openings right now because they don't believe you should have to wait for your mental health needs. So check them out, getcounseling.org. They have the St. Michael Albertville location. Also, you can run with Caleb over in Annandale, Maple Lake if you're out that way, if you're listening to us in that area, or headed out to a cabin that way, or you're going leaf peeping like I am. And there's some good stuff to look at over there. So, but yeah, they've got an office over there too with Big Caleb and great people. Check them out, getcounseling.org. That's our friends over at Solutions Counseling. And finally, last but not least, Peggy Shum is, prepping taxes to wrap up this year. Your personal deadline is coming up October 15th for those of you with extensions. Mine's done, though. I'm happy to have mine signed, sealed, delivered. But
Did get a few requests for statements over the last
Ooh,
week or
yeah,
two.
I bet you did. Yeah. Like, oh, crap. I got it. Yeah. So, yeah, if you're a business, you got to have those done. Those were supposed to be in last September. If you don't have last month, if you don't have those done, you're in trouble. But if you're personal, you got till October 15th. You got a few days yet. But, hey, if you're getting stuff ready for next year, just know those property tax statements are coming for last half, coming in for next year, all that other stuff. They're going to send you a handy-dandy guide. If you do this with Peggy, they send you a handy-dandy guide of all the forms you're going to need for next year based on what you filed last year. And that's super quick and super easy and super helpful because I'm not an organized person, and I know a lot of you aren't either. And this will help you get on those websites, print off those forms, get stuff ready. So when you get that W-2, early January of next year, you can slide right in and get your stuff and get those taxes filed early.
Filed by the Super Bowl.
I mean, the government night might not be open by then, but we can talk about that next podcast.
Just for those with kids in college, I was shocked. The FAFSA opened up early this year. So
Yeah, it was the
is currently
29th,
open.
I believe. Yeah.
Last year it was going to be like December 31st, and then it was more like April 1st.
Yeah.
They got her fixed this year, I think.
Yeah. I did notice. I hopped on the website a couple days ago. I did notice it's up. So I got to get Maya and Cam's stuff in there and get that rolling. So, yeah, another education shout out to moms and dads. FAFSA is open, ready to roll. I'm not going to talk about what might happen after you get your stuff in there, because who knows?
Yeah.
But get your stuff in there just in case. So yeah. But yeah. Did I wrap that up, Peggy Shum? Peggy Shum, CPAPSS.com. She is in St. Michael in the bank building right by Chipotle.
Yeah.
Check her out at CPAPSS.com.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining us. Everybody hang in there. Be kind. Be nice to each other. We'll see you soon.